Hello everyone, my name is Dilman. Today I'm going to give you something about Swahili language, since it's the language that we use here in Kenya and across East Africa and other parts of Africa. So with me here, I have a presentation. So Jambo, and now it's Swahili time. So what is Swahili? You could be asking yourself, what is Swahili? Swahili means coast, and it's an African Bantu language that also combines some letters from Arabic and English. So basically it's an African language with its origin from the coast of East Africa, and it is believed to have first been spoken by either the people from Gozi community or the Bagamoyo community. So the Gozi community inhabited were in Kenya, and the Bagamoyo community were in Tanzania. So it is both an official language in Kenya, and it's both official and national language in Kenya and Tanzania. But in countries like DR Congo, Rwanda, Uganda, it is considered as an official language. Also, it is used in African Union as an official language. We also use it in East African Community and South African Development Community. And the map here gives the regional representation of the people who speak Swahili. So as you can see from the map, the Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, all of them speak Swahili. But then when you go to other regions, so the eastern part of Congo, the northern and eastern part of the whole of Rwanda and Burundi, and then the northern part of Zambia, and also the northern part of Mozambique, and even the Zanzibar and Pemba Islands. So these are the areas that are speaking Swahili. You might be wondering something. Is it Swahili or Kiswahili? Because sometimes maybe you might have heard someone say, it is Kiswahili, it is not Swahili, or it is Swahili, it is not Kiswahili. So what's the difference? Both of them are correct. So in Swahili, we add prefix ki, ki, to any language noun. So for example, we say Kifaransa. So ki means, ki is just a prefix. So Kifaransa means French, and Kiingereza for English, Kirusi for Russian, Kibelgiji for Belgium. And if you already know English, then it is pretty easy to learn Swahili. It's very easy to learn Swahili. I'm gonna tell you how. So how is the training going to be like? In this course, I have designed it in a very simple way. And by the end of the course, then someone will be able to read, write, and even speak in Swahili. And during the course, I'll be able to introduce to you correct vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation. And also in addition to this, I will introduce to you many Swahili words that will be useful in your voluntary mission in East Africa. Being, especially because the collaboration between SVI and CIDS is for volunteers. So we organize volunteer missions in Kenya. And next is just about an example of a section in the training manual. So for example, in this section, this is topic 3. So under topic 3, we have things like personal pronouns, noun classes, prefixes, singular and plural of words. So just an example, when you are referring to the first person in English, we say I, and in Swahili we say mimi. For the second person in English we say you, and in Swahili we say we. For the third person in English we say he or she, but in Swahili we say yeye. In plural, in English we say, for the first person, we, and in Swahili we say sisi. For the second person in English we say you, and in Swahili it is nyinyi. And then for the third person, them, we say wow. So it's just that simple. So more of this will be found in the training that will be taking place. How is Swahili language beneficial to the learner, or beneficial to the person who is interested to come to Africa? First of all, most people in East Africa are able to speak Swahili well than English. Therefore, for a better interaction with them, it is good to have some basics of the language. We speak Swahili most of the time, but for English, we learn it in school. And you'll find that in the villages, most people in the villages don't know how to speak English, but they can speak Swahili. That's why we say that in Kenya and Tanzania, Swahili is a national language. It is like uniting the people. So when you want to interact with these people well, then it's good at least you have some basics in Swahili. Also, in Africa, we welcome you even more and can help you faster when you mention a few words in our language. So when you come to Africa and you tell me jambo, then I will want to help you, and I will give you more attention when you mention a few words in Swahili. Also, when you are able to speak the language, it will boost your confidence while in Africa. When you are handling the children, you are handling the people around, and you are able to speak some words in Swahili and even listen or even hear what they are speaking in Swahili, then it will boost your confidence. The study of Swahili could be useful in your voluntary mission, your university studies, research, in fields like linguistics, anthropology, geography. These are the areas where you find the study of Swahili important. Also, the study of Swahili is a good venue in accessing the culture of Swahili people and the Swahili people who live in East Africa. So if you want to access their culture very well and understand, especially when you are interested in the culture, then it's good that you have some basics in Swahili. Again, if you are a researcher and interested in Africa, knowledge of Swahili will enhance your credibility, or the credibility of your research. So it is really, really important to study the language. I will give you just random things of real life in Africa, or rather in East Africa. So here we are looking at pictures of real life in Africa. And the first row is about the nature. I have just selected a few things of what to expect when you are visiting East Africa. So the nature. For example, the first picture is about the beach. So in Swahili we call it ufuo wa bahari. So because in East Africa the ocean is the Indian Ocean, that's why we say ufuo wa bahari Hindi. So ufuo is the beach, bahari is the ocean, and Hindi is the Indian. So the Indian Ocean. Next we have Nyumbu, the wildebeests. I think you know about the wildebeests in Kenya and Tanzania. So in Swahili we call them Nyumbu, and I've put it as Nyumbu wa Masai Mara because they are mostly found in Masai Mara. You know, during the high season in July they are crossing from Tanzania to Kenya, and then after that they also cross back. Then next we have the twiga. Twiga is a giraffe. Then mti wa mshita. Mti wa mshita is the acacia tree. These are very common trees especially in Savannah part of Africa. And East Africa lies within the Savannah region. So that's why we have most of these trees here. And the next row is about food. This is very common food here, the barbecue. We call it nyama choma. Nyama is meat, and choma means roasted. So we call it nyama choma. This is very common. Another common food here is ugali. So here in the picture we have ugali and nyama. So we have ugali kwa nyama na sukuma wiki. So ugali is the starch. Then we have nyama, the meat, and sukuma wiki is the kales. And then next we have the chapati. Chapati is very common food. It's like a cake. And then we have pilau. Pilau is spiced rice. Lifestyle, the third row is about lifestyle. So our life, we have a good lifestyle in terms of diversity of the culture. So for example, the first part is Rais wa Kenya. Rais wa Kenya means the president of Kenya. You can see the picture of the president of Kenya. He was eating nyama choma somewhere in with the Masai in Masai Mara. And then the second picture is about the children who are playing with volunteers. Watoto na wenye hiari. Wenye hiari means volunteers, and watoto are children. And then the next picture is about the common transport, the common means of transport. We call it piki-piki. So piki-piki is just a motorbike. So we have the rider of the motorbike and the passengers just sitting just behind him. And lastly, we have the picture of our Swahili people. So this is just the real life of how things look like in Africa. So what do we expect in this course? And here we are going to talk about what the course will entail. So the first part of it is the basics, and the second part of it is the more advanced section. And here we are talking about in the more advanced section will be the more vocabularies together with the more sentence examples. So in the basics part, we have from topic 1 to topic 8. So we have the introduction to Swahili, then we'll learn about, in topic 2, we'll learn about the alphabets, the consonants, the vowels, the syllables, and the sounds. And then next, we'll go to personal pronouns, noun classes, prefixes, singular, plural of words. And then we'll move to prefixes for pronouns and tenses. And then after that, we have a section on the nouns and verbs. Then constructing Swahili sentences. We'll begin with simple sentences using the first, second, and third person. And then we look at the positive and the negative of the same sentences. And then we'll move to asking questions. How do you ask questions in Swahili? And then the last part of basics will be about the greetings, self-introduction, asking for something, for example, asking for help, asking for direction. So that forms the part of the first part of the basics. The second part, as I said before, will be a bit more advanced, and this one will entail the vocabularies together with the sentence examples. So here we look at the numbers, the calendars, the calendar, for example, the years, the number of the days, and all that, the time, seasons. And then next we have the home, furniture, rooms, dwellings, kitchen, food, drinks, fruits. Next you have the travel, airports, planes, road, water. And then next you have holiday, beach, safari, camping, weather, because this is very common here in Africa. Many people who come to Africa usually go for safari in Masai Mara or Tsavo or somewhere, or to do some camping, or maybe around Mount Kenya, in Nakuru, or some places. Then we look at the relations, human body parts. Then next we look at the nature, vegetation, animals, insects, and the geography, and then the entertainment, sports, shopping. Then courtesy, we have emergency, feelings, emotions, moods, and lastly we will finish with the professions, office, and religion. So this is enough. This is enough for you when you come to East Africa, maybe to volunteer or do something. The next slide, SVI and CIVS Kenya presents you with an amazing opportunity to volunteer in Kenya and learn Swahili. So I will encourage you not to miss this opportunity because it's a very amazing opportunity for you, especially if you want to travel to Africa. And as I finish up, I wish to thank you very much and I welcome you to Kenya. But it's good to know that when you are volunteering, volunteering can be at times tiresome, but also rewarding. And because of this, then I want you to watch a video. So my presentation ends there. Always know that CIVS welcomes you to Nairobi, to Kenya, and to volunteer. Remember that volunteering is easier than tourism. So, and volunteering can be a cheap way of tourism. So if you want to come to Kenya, you want to come to East Africa, please contact us through SVI organization. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Dilman. Unfortunately, the video looked really great, but here in Brussels it was a bit lagging and I couldn't see very well. But it was a dance with the local volunteers who came to the CIVS.
Yes, it's a dance for both international and local volunteers. It was in one of our projects. The project is called Ahero Resource Center.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, that's great. There is one question from Jean. Can you say more words in Swahili?
More words in Swahili? Yes. So, for example, which words does he want to hear?
Jean, do you have any particular words that you're interested in? Or maybe simple sentences like how to introduce oneself in Swahili, like to say, my name is, I am, such, Zol, things like that.
So I will start with my name is.
Okay.
Jina langu ni.
Ina langu ni.
Yes. So for example, for me, Jina langu ni Dilman.
Jina langu ni Dilman. Okay.
Yes. And then I am in Kenya. Niko Kenya.
Niko Kenya.
Kenya.
And
yes.
From what I've understood from your presentation, the spelling is quite straightforward, isn't it? It's like one letter for one sound. There's no trap, no mistake possible.
No, the spelling is straightforward because we use syllables.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Sometimes it might get a bit complicated when we have when the word is more Arabic.
Okay.
Yes, but we will learn about more of this when we do the lessons.
And I was told that maybe it's wrong. It's a good thing that you're here. You can tell me if it's right or wrong. But some of the names of the characters of the famous Disney film, The Lion King, come from the Swahili language. Is it correct?
Yes.
And for example, what Simba Pumba, is it, all these are words in Swahili, right?
Simba is a lion.
It's a lion, okay.
Yes. Though Pumba is not Swahili. Yes.
Only
but
Simba.
it's bits associated with the language.
Okay. It's a good thing to know because that's something that many people say here. All the names or the characters of the Lion King come from Swahili. It's not all the names. Okay.
Okay.
I would like to know, since you were basics and examples from English, do we need a good base in English to speak, learn faster? Yeah, that's a good question. You were saying in your presentation that knowing a bit of English, it can be an advantage to learn Swahili. How much of an advantage is this?
It's because Swahili in itself is made up of Bantu, English, and Arabic. So when you already know English, then it becomes easier.
And so the best thing would be to also have some basics in Arabic and in English.
No need of having the basics in Arabic, but English is will be a bit more important.
Okay.
The Arabic words are not many in Swahili.
All right.
They may just be maybe a consonant, double consonant or a triple consonant, but they are not many.
I like one of the questions, which is quite funny. Finally, is it Swahili or Kiswahili? I think you answered that one in your presentation, but I think it's a funny question.
Yeah. Kiswahili is when we are saying Swahili in the Swahili language. For example, in French, we say français.
Yeah.
When you are referring to French.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So in Swahili, we add ki. So ki, we add ki, the prefix ki. So the prefix ki, when it is added there, then it becomes Kiswahili. When it is added to French language, then we say Kifaransa. Yeah. When it's added to Germany, we say Kijerumani.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Germany, just Germany means the country, Germany.
So when it comes to the country, we add the prefix U.
You are, okay.
So it becomes Ujerumani.
Okay.
Like Swahili words are not independent. They depend on prefixes. So when you are referring to someone, maybe someone from Germany, we say Mjerumani. It means that someone who comes from Germany.
Okay, so all right, I understand. So there's one prefix for the country, one for the language, and one for the people.
Yes.
And
yes.
if there is no prefix, it could mean any one of the three. It depends on the context, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, it depends on the context. So, for example, I'll give an example of a sentence. Mfaransa anayetoka Ufaransa anaongea Kifaransa. The first part is Mfaransa. It means a French person anayeongea Kifaransa, who speaks French.
Language, okay.
Yes, who speaks French language. Anatoka Ufaransa, comes from France.
Okay. Do you know if some Swahili words are now in English or French language? Okay. Yeah, the other way around. You said that Swahili was based on English words, but yeah.
Yes. There are some words that are straight from English. And in Swahili context, we call this action kutohoa. Kutohoa means you move a word straight from English to Swahili. So, for example, I'll give an example of the word computer. Okay. So, computer in Swahili, you can just say it is called computer or tarakilishi. All right,
which is a Swahili originated word.
Yes.
Okay.
And for example, we can another example is hospital. Mm-hmm. So for hospital, we say hospitali. Mm-hmm. Yes. So you see, they are related. Even I think there is a word in French called hôpital.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know if also some words from Swahili have entered the common English language, the common French language?
I'll give an example of the food. We have a special type of food in Kenya called ugali.
Okay. Okay.
Ugali. Also, we have another name for it called sima. But then when you are referring to it in English, you just say ugali.
Yeah, it doesn't translate.
Yeah,
Just
it
the
doesn't
same.
translate.
Sure.
Yes, yes, because these are local words that cannot be converted to English.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you for coming. It was really nice to have you here.